Thank you very much, Kelly. Good to be seen. Yes, NRG is one of the largest independent power producers in the United States. And we're here now with Larry Coben. He is the CEO, for now, of NRG. He's going to be vacating at the end of April.
Correct.
All right, so we got you here, though, now.
I am here. I'm with you.
So you're still running the company. How hard is it right now to manage a company or run a company when you've got energy prices, not gas, not as much, but energy prices have been as volatile as they are? How difficult is that?
Look, it's always difficult because energy prices are always volatile. This is obviously a very special time. We are less impacted by oil prices, which is where the real volatility has been taking place, than we're more affected by natural gas prices, which have risen, but it would take a far more protracted war, I think, to impact them dramatically. But obviously, our customers are greatly impacted, and if our customers are impacted, that reflects back on us. Some of the things we do with chips are obviously going to be impacted if oil prices continue to stay up as they're manufactured in areas that are very oil dependent. So those are probably the two greatest impacts, but in the short term, I think for us compared to others, not that great.
This may be a stupid question, I apologize. Do you see changes in electricity use based on maybe your customers' view of the economy? What I'm trying to get at is, have you seen any declination of energy or power use as maybe people are cutting back or worried the last few weeks?
Not yet, but we haven't seen a great change in power prices either, and I think it's too early for people to be changing their business models based on a war that's going on for 1 month, other than perhaps the airline industry where your jet fuel prices have increased dramatically. So to date, we haven't seen much difference at all in consumption. And I don't really think that we will for quite some time unless this really sticks as an economic downturn.
Well, thank you for not saying it was a dumb question. How long would it take to know? When would, if things keep going up, let's hope they don't, and they're down today, but if things go back up and stay up, how long would it take to gauge?
My guess would be we wouldn't see much in electricity until Q4 because electricity prices are going to move with natural gas prices. And so the only reason you would have less consumption is if people's overall businesses slow down. Yeah. I think that's going to take a while to iterate into people's thinking and making those kinds of changes.
Let's switch gears I want to talk about data centers.
Sure.
Your recent last earnings call, I think you said 6 gigawatts of power translates to $2.5 billion of free cash flow, something like that?
$2.5 billion of EBITDA, yes.
EBITDA, okay. Yeah. So how much then does the growth path of data centers and AI mean to NRG investors?
Well, obviously that's an enormous amount of money, but I should point out that without any data centers at all and without any price increases at all, we're projecting a 14% increase in EBITDA and EPS. So we're very well positioned even if there's never another data center in the world. But having said that, I do think that it will be a significant driver. We're seeing substantial amounts of interest from the people who are hyperscalers and others who are building data centers and need to use them. The amount of compute that people need is extraordinary and going up every day. So my prediction is that we will see at least that 6 and maybe more.
Okay, Sam Altman, you might have heard of this guy, OpenAI, obviously.
I've heard of him.
Speaking at a BlackRock conference, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, didn't say he was concerned about spending, but there was some comments that you could imply weren't as confident. Is there anything on your planning that says, well, what if AI isn't what we think it is? What would that mean for you guys if we don't get the growth projections that are currently out there?
We have said very, very clearly that we're not going to build any of that new 6 gigs without a contract with a credit-worthy hyperscaler. So if nothing happens and it all goes away, we still have a 14+% growth rate that we're very happy to fall back on, and we think we can even do better than that, but that's what we've now said to the street is our growth rate. We are not seeing from the big 5 companies any change at all in their capital expenditures. They're all still spending, 9 figures, hundreds of billions of dollars a year. And the only way they can find out if that is a real business is if they build the data centers, buy the power, and run it as a business to see what the ROI is. And that's going to take at least 5 years for them to figure out.